the percentage loss we are given is 4%. Percentage loss 4%. And this 4% means 4% of the cost price according to the previous note. And do not forget that we have made X naira to be our cost price. That means if I want to convert this percentage loss to naira now, it will be 4/100. 4% is written as 4/100. Of, according to Bodman's, means multiplication. And your cost price, according to the variable use, is X. Naira over 1. So, if you do this, that will give you 4x naira over 100. If you want to cut it, you can, because 4 can go in 100. That will not give you x over 25. But I would prefer to leave it this way so that it will make my addition and subtraction easier to deal with. All right. Now, having done this, the next thing now is we now want to express the cost price, the selling price, and the loss all in naira. Do not forget that loss in naira, according to the previous note, is what? Cost price in naira minus selling price in naira. So let's substitute. This 4x over 100. Please take note, not 4/100, it's 4x over 100. This 4x over 100 is the loss in naira. So it will be written 4x over 100 equals to the cost price. Do not forget, is what? X, because we have used X to represent it. X naira minus the selling price we are given in the question is 36 naira. So take note of this. The next thing now is you collect the like terms. Let the variables x be together, while the number without a variable will be on its own. You can see that at 6 naira here does not have any x. So it's advisable we let it stay on its own. So since this is minus, I will want to bring this 36 naira, I will cross it to the other side. It becomes positive, while I will move this 4x over 100, which is positive here, to the other side. It becomes negative. That means crossing over. In order to rearrange so that all x will be together. Though I can still do it this way by bringing this one here and leaving this one here. But this negative must be here if you are leaving this, because this one is the one of this negative. But at times, some of us, we are carried away, we might have forgotten that there's supposed to be a negative here. So in my own opinion, I would rather suggest you let this negative 36 become positive by taking it to the other side of the equal sign. That means from right to left. Why this x naira is still on the right? Then the 4x over 100 naira will now be shifted from from left rather to right. And don't forget it is positive here. Since you don't see any sign, it means positive. So when positive crosses over, it becomes negative. So what do I have? I have 36 naira equals this x naira, which has been there before, the arrival of 4x over 100. So when 4x over 100 arrives on the right, it's coming to meet x here. So you write this x first, minus 4x over 100. So I want to drop this currency now. This naira, I want to drop it so that at the end of the answer, when we get the answer, at the end of the whole problem, we'll put the naira there. So please. So meaning that I have 36 equals x over 1 minus 4x over 100. You look for the LCM. The LCM for 1 and 100 is 100. So you can multiply throughout by 100, or let's do it in a general way because all fingers are not equal. That's 100. This 36 here. Yeah? 1 in 100 is 100. 100 times x, that's 100x. Minus 100 in 100, that's 1 times 4x, 4x. So by the time you subtract this from this, you get 36 here equals, that's a 96x over 100. Then this one, you express it as over 1, so as to make your cross multiplication easy. So when you cross multiply, 96x will multiply 1, that will be 96x, equals to 36 will multiply 100, that will be 36 times 100. Then you divide both sides by 96 because you are looking for x, so you divide by the coefficient of x. So 96 has cancelled out, we have only x left here. So x equals to, then let's do the calculation and see what we are going to get. £37.5, which is 37 naira 50 kb. So that's 37.5 naira. You can see that the cost price, since x represents the cost price from the beginning, then it shows that the cost price of that item is 37.5 naira or 37 naira 50 kobo. Then why the selling price is what? 36 naira. So what is the, if you want to find out whether you are right or wrong, you can find out. You can find out. Let's see how you can find out. Check. To know whether you are right or wrong, check. Don't forget that selling price in naira, loss in naira equals cost price in the currency you are dealing with minus selling price in the currency you are dealing with. In this case, we are dealing with the naira. So what did I get here? My cost price is 37.5 naira, so I'll put it here. It will come and replace this. That's 7.5 minus the selling price that we are given in the question is 36 naira. So what will now be the loss? If you subtract this from this, you get what? 1.5 naira. Now that means 1.5 naira is the loss in terms of the currency. So if we are right, we are going to convert this to percentage and we must get 4%. If we don't get 4%, it means we are wrong. So now remember how the formula I gave you, that if you want to convert loss in naira or gain in naira to percentage, don't forget it is percentage loss equals to loss in naira over cost price in the currency, which is the naira, times 100%, right? So let's do that. What is the loss in naira now? 1.5 over, what is the cost price? 37.5 times 100. Now do your mathematics. 1.5 times 100 divided by 37.5. 1.5 times 100 divided by 37.5. Yes, 4. We got 4. And you know that this 4% was given in the question. So this is to show you that our calculation is right. Because if this amount in naira, which is 1.5 naira, which is the loss, when we convert it, if it doesn't give us 4%, which is what we are given in the question, it means our answer is wrong. But now you can see we arrive at that same 4%. So take note of that. Another example. But before we do another example, this same question, I have a formula I personally developed. Though it must be in existence, it might have been in existence, but I did not come across it in any of the textbooks. So I sat down and think of a way I can make it a bit easier. So what does it say? It says there is that cost price in naira or in any currency can be attributed to be 100 in terms of percentage. Cost price represents 100%. Now, why selling price in naira or whatever currency you are dealing with will be 100 plus or minus X percent. Now, where X is the percentage loss or gain. Where X is the percentage loss or gain. So, if it is percentage gain, you will use plus, you won't use minus. But if it is loss, you will use minus, you will not use plus. Take note of that. So, according to the question we are given, we are looking for the cost price. We say let X, this time around now, I won't use X for cost price again because I've used X to represent my percentage here. Please take note. Where X is. So, you can use any letter. You can use any letter, it doesn't matter. So, but because I've used X here to represent the percentage loss or gain, it will be wrong mathematically to use that same X for cost price. So you have to use another letter. So, but not to get you confused, let me use Y here and let the cost price remain X that I used in the previous method. Let X naira be the what? Cost price. Okay, let's go there. So using this expression, X is equivalent to what? 100%. Selling price, which is 36, is equivalent to what? 100 minus Y will now be 4. I hope you understand where 4 is coming from, because the loss we are given is what? 4%. That 4 is this. Because it is a loss, that's why it is minus. If it were to be a gain, it is this plus I will put here. So you can see that I place naira under naira, percentage under percentage. So you must not mix them up. So all you need to do is to express them as a fraction. Put a line, then you cross multiply. Don't forget that 100 minus 4 is what? 96. That means X over naira, we cancel naira, percent, we cancel percent. So X over 36 equals to 100 over what? 96. Then you cross multiply and make X. So X will be 36 times 100 over 96. And that will give you what? 37.5 naira. Check. So once you can remember this, what plus stands for, what negative stands for, then you won't make a mistake. So the next example, in the next example, I'm going to use this method. So why you can use the general method to find it out. So next example. Calculate the cost price of an item sold for 408 naira at 13 1/3% gain. See, gain. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I will use the general method first, then I will now apply my own method to confirm it, so that you can, the other time I used loss, so this is now gain. So let me do it same way. So let me do general method first. Let solution let the cost price be X naira. Okay, now gain is 13%. 13 1/3%, which is same thing as 40 over 3% converted to improper fraction. All right, do not forget that first thing, you convert this percentage to naira by multiplying this percentage with what? Cost price, which is X. So percentage gain in, gain in naira will be percentage gain, which is 40 over 3% of the cost price, which is X. So this one means 40 over 3 times 100, because this percentage is over 100. But because this 3 is there before, so that this 100 will come and multiply it. So take note of that. Times X naira. And that will give us 0 cancel 0. That will be 4x over 30.